Everything was put on pause because I decided to vape.
19-year-old Fabian Castillo nearly died before he could tell us his story. He began vaping THC, the active ingredient in marijuana, this past December. Do you remember the brand?
Gorilla Glue, I think it was.
Do you know for sure that it was actually a legitimate product?
I do believe that I was given black market stuff, and I do believe that had an effect on me.
Fabian says his lungs were slowly beginning to shut down. He ended up in the emergency room.
I couldn't breathe, I couldn't talk, I literally couldn't even move my hands.
Doctors put Fabian into a medically induced coma, and he stayed like this for 9 days. Dr. Catherine Melamed is a pulmonologist at UCLA Health. She treated a teenage girl in the intensive care unit this summer with many of the same mysterious symptoms as Fabian.
So this was my patient's chest x-ray when she first arrived in the emergency room.
For a 19-year-old or 18-year-old, you would say, okay, this young woman has pneumonia.
That's what you would otherwise assume.
Her patient, she discovered, had vaped nicotine and THC and was getting sick fast.
But then we fast forward just 48 hours.
Oh my goodness.
And you can see a drastic difference.
So would it be fair to say those lungs aren't working?
Definitely.
This pattern, says David Downs, the California bureau chief for Leafly, a publication that reports on cannabis, is being repeated all across the country. Tell me what's going on as we sit here today.
We've known about contamination issues in the marijuana supply chain, specifically in this THC vape cart space, for a number of years, but they seem to have boiled over this summer for the first time. And we think it's because these black market operators are using a new type of cutting agent, and they're using it in a variety of products.
He's talking about tocopherol acetate, also known as vitamin E. It's commonly used in skincare products. Earlier this week, the FDA said vitamin E was found in the THC cartridges of many of those who have gotten sick. And state health departments in nearly every state told NBC News they're investigating more than 1,000 cases of these illnesses.
So this all starts in China, where you can get the empty cartridges, both for THC market and the nicotine market, as well as the additives, flavorings, and thickeners. These products are imported.
So to say they're buying the parts from China, dressing it up to look like something that it's not, and kids are buying it.
That's correct. It's a very deep, mature, and advanced industry that starts in China and ends in our own backyard.
So the question remains, what is in these illicit cartridges that's making people so sick? And are cartridges sold in legal dispensaries also tainted? We went to CannaSafe, one of the leading cannabis testing facilities in the nation, to hunt for answers. I bought 3 different brands of THC cartridges from legal dispensaries. And CannaSafe obtained 15 black market varieties of the THC cartridges for testing, most of them from delivery services. It's the Wild Wild West.
Absolutely. Welcome to California.
Antonio Frazier is the Vice President of Operations at CannaSafe. So let's start with the legal ones, the legal carts that we bought around town here in Los Angeles. What was the result? Was there vitamin E in any of them?
There was absolutely no vitamin E found in any of the legal carts that you sent us.
And what about other things like pesticides or heavy metals?
Everything passed for the California levels of regulation testing.
So they would be safe for consumers to consume in the way intended?
Yes, safe and accurate, correct.
Okay. Let's move on to the illicit materials. Did you find vitamin E?
Yes, we did. We found vitamin E in 13 out of 15 samples.
13 out of 15. These are randomly distributed around.
Randomly acquired through the illicit markets. Most of the time people acquire them through illicit delivery services.
In fact, one of those samples, labeled as Exotic Carts Mars OG, was nearly 40% vitamin E. We asked CannaSafe to test 10 illicit samples for pesticides. All tested positive. Even you, it sounds like, were pretty shocked by the results.
Yeah, all 10 included myclobutanol, which has got a trade name of equal 20. And what's concerning with it is that when you heat it up, it can break down into other dangerous compounds, one being hydrogen cyanide.
Hold it, cyanide?
Yeah, cyanide. You certainly don't want to be smoking cyanide.
The bottom line?
So for the legal products that you brought in, they certainly got an A+. As far as the illicit products, though, it's got to be a big fat F.
These test results a clue as to why so many people may be getting so very sick. Cynthia McFadden, NBC News.